Gabrielle Union, and Ebony K. Williams. I ain't never seen so much. Ooh, y'all done stirred up a whole lot right there. Let's talk about some things. Ooh wee. So I listened on the internet to I'm gonna call it the rainbow, the variety. I went and listened to. I learned who Cynthia G is, and y'all already know I listened to Selkis Ray. For the sake of this video, we're just gonna call her Sun Ray. And she's over the Ugly Girls Got Tom. And then I listened to Iyanla Vanzant and Steve Perry, Dr. Steve Perry. I also listened to Ralph Smart, YouTube Gold Award, and Kevin Weasley, Be the Evolution. Not particularly just in regards to the situations for Gabby, and in regards to the now worldwide bus question, but to get the psyche, and the B mindset, or the billionaire mindset. Nathaniel, the billionaire mindset. So, we're going to start off, before we get into the juicy stuff, we're going to start off with a scripture I got from Sin G. That's a hot channel right there. All right. 1 Timothy 5:8. If anyone does not provide for his own, and especially, and Malcolm X. I listen to Malcolm X. If anyone does not provide for his own, and especially, but if any man have not care of his own, and especially of those of his house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Most of the, we're going to call them speakers, that I listened to touched on the African American race. And as far as expectations, I would like to say that out of all those videos I listened to, because I took the best of all the videos pretty much, and I summed them up right here. So I had to go through a lot of videos. And I think it starts with the video that Ralph Smart did. He did not address, although he's African, he did not address race in his video. I'm going to start there. He touched on 9 subjects. And I said, Ralph, I was going to bunny hop over this video. I seen it was going to talk point on relations. I'm glad I made the pit stop. It was the butterflies and the saxology. I call it saxology. I put a little saxophone by it. That caught my interest. I shall have whatever they are having out there in nature, because he said he was out there with the butterflies, the trees, the squirrels, the birds, and the bees. I said, oh my goodness gracious. That sounds lovely. Although I do that every day. I'm out with nature. I said, great information. I took notes, 9 points, time savers that way, not wasting time. Point number 1, vision. What is the vision? Today, tomorrow, are we having fun tonight? Or is it long term? Family, long term, or forever? The vision must align, come together, and make beautiful babies with its alignment. And I don't mean, I guess babies physically, I suppose, but them ain't the only kind of babies they can have. You can have other, even if it's a one-night stand, you can have other things birthed out of that. Outside of a child, you can have songs birthed, poetry birthed, music birthed, artwork, paintings. So it just depends on what you would like to do with it. Growth and developmental goals. Are we growing together or by ourselves? Are you ready to grow together with me, or you want to be by yourself? So, yeah. If you are looking for something long term, depending upon how they answer that question, depends upon whether they stay or go. Are you ready to be in the battlefield with me, thick and thin, hard times and good times? So growth and development goals was number 2. Number 3, I labeled it fight or flee. Are we people on the battlefield never giving up? Or are you like the cartoon character, the Road Runner? Are you willing to work through things in this relationship with me, or are you going to give up at the first hurdle? Number 4, I called it taking out the trash or the garbage. Who hurt you? Your energy. Where is it coming from? Talk with your partner about their past. This prevents toxicity dumping. That's what I'm going to refer to that as. He said these are important things to check. Number 5. And I commented back, I meant, are you? Are you a freak-a-leak? If so, to what degree is your freakiness? So you need to ask, is it me or is it others? Because they may want the whole world in their hands. Whoever, you're talking to or dating or out and about with. You never know until you ask. Monogamous, polygamous, swingers, threesomes, foursomes. You got to ask. Yeah. Six, expectation and boundaries. Do you know each other's roles in this relationship? He said men and women are complementary. Or, I suppose if you're not not heterosexual, if you're bisexual, you still need to have a role, like yin yang in the relationship. Okay. The masculine energy, men protect and provide. The feminine energy, women nurturer. That's what we do. And then the masculine energy normally builds the house, and then the feminine energy normally keeps or makes the home. that is discussed as far as roles so you can be on the same page. We're going to come back to roles here in a minute on some other stuff when it comes to kids. Finances. Who is paying? So this reminded me of Gabby. He's like, are we going 50-50? Is he paying 100 or is she paying 100%? So by asking about the finances up front, I said, this is lovely. Why didn't I think of this sooner? By asking it up front, you have already determined how that individual sees themselves from that point going forward. Can they afford to date or not? Are they working or not? This is a great opportunity for you all to talk about what you do and what you bring to the table. As you bring in the table, you bring in the leg, you bring in the chair, you bring in the tablecloth, you just bring in a cup of water and some food. You know, these are great. I think these are great questions over coffee or first time date or wherever it is y'all going. Yeah. By the way, the first date ain't got to be a $200, $300, $400 date. I'm just saying. We just getting to know each other. Dietary habits. Do we share the same plate? Do you eat vegan or are a vegetarian? And the person you're speaking with, he said the lady he was speaking with was eating pork chops and he had a vegan dish. He didn't know. That ain't gonna work. No, though, I do think, though, if that is discussed and it's going to go further than just today or just the evening, that it's going to be a little longer than that, and y'all are thinking long term, I think you all might want to come to an agreement in regards to the plate. I think a plate is not a ruling out. It could be a negotiation. It could be a negotiation for the person who's eating meat to maybe eat a little healthier. All right, so you don't eat meat for the vegan. For the person that is eating meat, maybe not pork chops. Maybe just like fish or farm-raised chicken or something, or turkey. Something not as bad for the body. Okay, so yeah, or eggs, you know, not the cheap ones either. Let's see here. So that is cheese. You can get some of that stuff at the you can get like vegan cheese. And then my sister she had me try those eggs in a container that's supposed to be anyway, they have alternatives out there pretty much for anything that you're wanting as a possible meat substitute. They got me doing something called, I cooked, what's that hamburger called? It looked like Whopper, Impossible Burger. So I like visiting the health food store to see what other alternatives are out there. There are alternatives. So that could be something you all explore together if it's going to be a bit on the long-term side. Okay. Oh, he said food and love go together. And I put a little cat mark there. Because it's one of the notes I took. Good food habits in alignment with yours. All right. The last one, values and mission. Do we share the same values? What do you live for? What is your mission? What is your mission statement? Straight to the point. Of course, I asked him, I said, can't I have both fun, growth together, and forever in a relationship? Sounds like you got to pick one or the other. I think you can. Anyway, he said that was going to save people's lives. So I'm sharing it with you. I want that information to be ingrained in your head the next time you're thinking about going out with someone or someone asks you about going out and you're not sure. Maybe you could ask those questions first, and it can rule out a lot of things. All right. I said I was going to go back to where they were talking about roles. Now, I hadn't listened to him in a while, but I listened to Kevin Wesley. What prompted me to click on his site, it was a lady who had been on 10 dates with a guy. She didn't give up the jewels. She's got a couple of kids, a few kids actually, not a couple. And after 10 dates, he wanted the business. And so she wasn't ready to give him the business. And so he put her out the car and made her walk. I said, this is just ridiculousness right here. So that list I just read y'all, that's an important list to have. If you ask all that up front, you can prevent the walk home. You know up front, is he or is he not? Okay. The next situation on Kevin's page was about a man that had dated his living girlfriend for 10 years, and the kids were staying in the house and everything. And she was going to get married, and he was footing the bill. But she wanted her real father to walk her down the aisle. Excuse me. Okay. These are the rules if children are involved. Stepfather, stepmother, parent rules. Your role is not to replace anyone. You can't replace her daddy. Or you can't replace the mama. Your role is not the disciplinarian. Your role is not to provide. In part it is, but that is not your role. Your role is not to make up for lost time. You are not the sole provider or authoritarian over that child. Your role is to understand your authority. Is father a part of the child's life or mother? If not in the child's life, find out what the partner needs. Set appropriate boundaries. Set positive example above all, a listening ear, giving advice, and offering support. What your role is. Your role is to take part in all roles. Being there where you can, but not assuming the role. That's why it's called step parent. Oof. Build a relationship with the child. Don't just say, this is your new stepdaddy, you got to do whatever they got. No. Build a relationship. Understand your authority. Your partner is the primary authority of disciplinarian. All right. All in one spot now. Let's see. Oh, I listened to quite a bit of Kevin Samuel as well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you are worth more than $5. And if your child say, stepdaddy or whoever is doing stuff, you do not just brush them off. But I think that would fall under common sense. But apparently common sense ain't so common. Woo, child. All right. They talked about the brothers, so I'm going to touch base on that now. Whew. You know, slavery was 267 years roundabout. I listened to Malcolm X today in regards to the May 5th, 1962 speech on the most disrespected, come on now, don't make me go there, is the black woman. All right. He mainly talked about conquer and divide. And when Sinji was giving her message, because I listened to a bunch of her messages, she was talking about Loving versus Virginia, 1967. The Civil Rights Movement, round about 1954. So from 1954 to 1967, that is 13 years. For y'all who have a problem, first of all, God made all of us. We are all God's creatures. Some of you will catch this. Slavery is over, but 90% of us is still enslaved. As far as mentality and some other things. But God made us all. The Creator made us all. Whatever you want to call them. We didn't make ourselves. I mean, we did the act to get us here. But, yeah. And so, if I want to date, which I have, the entire rainbow, I have literally dated almost the entire rainbow. And all across the rainbow, everybody in the rainbow, all got their own issues. It don't matter if you black, white, Mexican, whatever. So, male, female, lesbian, gay, bi, trans, it don't matter. They all got something. Every single last one of them. Now, what I can say is, so I owe you nothing. Okay? We went through all that together. Malcolm talked about conquer and divide. But the minute you did Loving versus Virginia 1967, ride or die, died then. I'm not gonna ride or die. I'm not gonna be able to do that. All right. So I ain't gonna, won't be doing, ain't happening. Okay, dokie. So let's see. European standards and dusty dynamics. AA women, you are not European. Unless looking to marry, your time and anything else is transactional. Transactional as in money is involved. Last time I checked, money is green. Okay. It doesn't have any racial. Money don't got racial barriers. Okay. That's why we have money in the U.S. That's why we got international money. That's why there are several different types of money. Okay. So if courting, however, these are things to keep in mind. I was watching Iyanla Vanzant and Steve Perry at the R Spot. You know what she said? She said, he must have the 4 P's. This is as basic as it gets. He's got to be able to provide, protect, perform, and please. Please me. You know how Cardi B be singing? Please me. But that ain't the only thing he got to do. He got to do the other 3 too. He got to do the other 3 to go with it. Provide, protect, perform. Not just the please part. Not just to be good in the bed part. Not just can I step the tip in part. Not just provide, protect, perform. Not just you, but if you got chillins, your chillins too. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Provide, protect, perform, and please. My father provided, protected, performed, and he must have did something right with the please part because I'm here. All right. Another thing they talked about were standards. The standards that you hold for the person that you are seeking, if you are seeking a long-term relationship. Would your father or your mother meet them standards? But particularly, ladies, if you are asking for men of a particular caliber, does your father meet that criteria? Or would you train your son to meet those criteria? All right. All right, Sunray. There are 4 different types of women. Now, I understand we have to treat our African American men a little differently than ladies treat the rest of the men in the population, or society, I should say, rather. There's 4 types of ladies that we are seen as per Sunray. We are seen as the maiden, the whore, the mother, and the crones or the elder woman. Once you are number 2 and no longer a virgin, you are considered a whore. Okay? Single in a relationship, wife, whore. That's it. Now, between 2 and 3, before the body changes occur in, motherly status, that would be the time that hopefully you're married or going to be married going into the motherly status, since the body changes around that time. You want to make sure to get your paperwork in order, if that is something you desire. Get your contracts ready. Yes. What I learned a long time ago, depending upon his status in society, or her status. If it's a her and she's rich, she's going to need a prenup. If it's him, he can ask for one too. And then it's probably a good idea, since these men lose interest so quickly, to have a cheating contract.